see that it's genuinely been done. We got damage on this, but not enough to worry about. And you can see I've had to move everything like that out of the way. And that's not a problem. We'll soon organise that again. So we may as well get on with the cross of truth. Now, as you all know, the police case starts from 1985 with Sherborne having an armed robbery. And in that they're saying my 5 paintings was in it. It's a load of crap. This case starts in 1975 with Bishop and Mackenzie. Not 85, 75. The police don't want that up. In 75, Bishop and Mackenzie met and they had a relationship till 1980. And Mackenzie died in 1981. Now, during that relationship, Mackenzie gave Bishop lots of bits and pieces to show his affection. And in these presents he was giving him was my 5 paintings. The police say Mackenzie left the paintings to Sherborne in the will. He never. In 81, Mackenzie died. Bishop was introduced to Barrymore after the funeral and everything. Barrymore, being a businessman, I think it's Bond Street his offices, millionaire in his own right anyway, and he sells houses to the Arabs, everything, 100% legal. They met, Bishop showed him, Barrymore, the paintings. Barrymore said yes, he can handle it, but he had to know that they was fully authenticated and everything. We know he checked them out and sent them to America, an art gallery in America, via British Customs, American Customs and the art gallery. All checked out, not stolen. Then the art gallery would come back to Barrymore and said they want an affidavit of who actually owned the paintings. So that was fine. Barrymore took Bishop to his solicitor, Colin Botti, made an affidavit. It's all in the book. Without there. And everyone was satisfied. But the art gallery in America wanted to advertise it around the world. It would take about 6 months. And Bishop wanted his money. So Barrymore brought them back to the UK, bar one. The only one he didn't bring back at that time was Angelica Cuffman, First Lady Artist. The other 4 he brought back via American Customs, British Customs and to his office. Wasn't stolen. The introduction was from Bishop to Barrymore was for a man called Freddie Brazil. And I was at a party one evening and Freddie Brazil turned up. I was introduced and told that I'd dealt with the antique boys in Italy and that, and would I be interested to look at these? I said, yeah. And that he was asking me a sum. I said, well, no. I made an offer. He said he'll get back to me. Within a couple of days he'll put the offer up. He come back, he said the offer's accepted. That's fine. So give me like a week. I've got to go to Italy to get my money first. So I went out there with a couple of people. Anyway, not important. I got my money. I'll come back and I'll pay my money. And now, when with the transaction, I've got custom clearance. I've got everything from Colin Botty, how he's made the affidavit and how he's going to prepare to come to court and everything. And that was all fine. So I've got the paintings and I don't know, I met a fella called Mark Hughes. I knew his dad, Henry. And he was a wheeler dealer. We met in the Castle pub down at Tooting because he had his stables opposite where he kept the horses. But what I didn't know, he kept the copper's horse there. And he said, what are you up to? I said, I've got these paintings, I'm waiting for the Italians to come back because when they have their holiday, it's August, and they have the whole month off. Then it takes a week or so to get going. So he said, I'll have a buyer for them, you know. I said, would you? He said, yeah. He said, you want me to ask? I said, well, you can ask, there's no harm in that, is there? Whoever comes first is served. So he did. And the company, he rang me up, he said, I've got a buyer, but he won't come into London. Can we meet at Heston service station? I said, sure we can. Why not? I said, but I'm telling you now, I won't be bringing all the paperwork. You can see the paintings, but you can't see Angelica Cuthman because I haven't got it at the moment. It's still in America. You can see the other four. If he wants to do a deal, I'll have the deal with him, and he can have all the paperwork there and then, not before. I'm not carrying both paperwork and paintings together. Okay? That was fine. So I thought I'll make the meet. He made the meet for Heston service station on the M4. Now you know if you've got anything bent, you don't go on the motorway because you can be blocked off in 4 minutes flat. And all you do is run up and down, waiting until you stop. And you're caught anyway. But I went into Heston service station. Now I couldn't drive 2 motors, and I had my shop to do as well. So I hired a fella called Robert Rocker. He's done work for me anyway. Several times he drove for me. Because I had other businesses as well as antiques. So I phoned him up, I said, you busy? No. You want to do a day's work? Yeah. I said, right, I'll pick you up tomorrow. We'll go to Ballamalt as well, I've got a new car to pick up. You can drive my one, you're insured for it. I'll drive the new one. I want you to take a man, Mark Hughes, he knows Mark Hughes, down to Heston service station and wait there for me. Fine. Now, I packed these paintings. I put them in my car. school of motoring car I had. The pictures will all be in the book anyway, they're all in there. That book, Where's the Police? I went with Mark Hughes to Robert Roper's house. They took me back to Balham Autos, the old Balham Autos, not the one now. My car wasn't ready to pick up. So I said, oh. He said, but you'll hire me a car for a couple of days while mine's getting ready. I said, that's fine. So I said to Robert, right, I've got to go back to the shop and tell the man dress to take the money out of the till to pay the workers I had, the shoe menders and the other people. What you're short, if you're late enough in their pack, I'll draw yours out tomorrow. It's only about 20 round the corner at Prince Henry Estate there. Fine. So then I went off, down Windsor, round Armory Way, down York Road, till I come to Lombard Road, done a left, down there, and then come to the Craven, what they call Little Chelsea. Done a left at the Raven, down Church Road, onto Battersea Bridge Road, turn left, and just up on the left is a big pull-in. The Heston bus garage is on the right. And I picked up a fella there, Dennis Whopper. Now, he was walking, and I know he lives at Tooting somewhere. So I pulled in the bus, thought I went, hey, what are you doing walking? He said, I've got no fare. I said, yeah. You've got a choice, I'll give you a fare to go home. Well, you can come with me, I'm meeting Robert, and you can come back with him in my other car. What do you want to do? And his shoulder keeps falling out of joint, so he's got to be careful how he rides. So he said, well, I've got nothing to do, I'd like to come for a ride to see Robert. I was like, jump in the back. And off we went. That's the service station. And I see my car there, so I pulled up alongside it. And I said to Robert, something's wrong here. He said, what? I said, I don't know. I just got a feeling something's wrong. Where's Mark? Oh, he's gone to look for his buyer. I said, has he? And I see all these idiots, they're coppers, trying to play football in builders' ovals, you know, the white ovals and that. I said, I wasn't worried, because I've done nothing wrong. I'm 100% legal. So do you want a cup of coffee and a burger or something? Anyway, I went in there, they come back. What? Cards round me and everything. It was the police. So it was DI3. Leach, Morrison, oh, they was all round me. He said, whose car's this? I said, mine. He said, who's that? I said, I've got that one higher. He said, where's the keys for this one? I said, Robert, give him the keys. He said, what's this in the box? I said, paintings, going to show a client. He went, he tore the corner of the box. I've got the box, it'll come up on the film anyway, later on. And he just ripped the corner by the handle. He says, stolen paintings. You've got to have x-ray eyes, mate, because they're not stolen. And you don't even know they're paintings, they're all wrapped up. I wrapped them up. No one else has touched them. Me, I wrapped them up. So he said, well, you're nicked for stolen paintings. He said, what else is in the car? You've got it open, search it. Now when you open a door of a Polo, there's only one glove pocket, and that's there. You can see anything there. Anyway, my briefcase was in there and all that, it didn't make any difference. Robert's coat. He said, what's in the other one? I said, no, I'll buy it, Dad. Here. I showed him the available as the hire form. So he said, anyway, unit, down at the police station. Fine. Went down there. So I says, make a phone call. I was refused. Okay. Emptied your pocket out. Got my custody record out and everything. All sealed up in a bag, sealed up. Now then, one key to the safe in my shop, and I wore it all the time, round my neck. Now that's gone in that bag, sealed. No one can touch it without me being there and signing for it. So we're there. They're refusing me a phone call to the solicitor. My rights, no problem. And unbeknown to me at the time, Morrison, who shouldn't be on the case, and Leach, who shouldn't be on the case, but we'll come to that in a sec, had gone to my property, opened it, taken the key out to my safe without my consent or being there. They could have put anything in they like, or taken anything they like and denied it. Phoned up my manageress in my shop and said, would she come to the shop? He's got a warrant. Well, her husband said, well, you're not going by yourself, I'm coming with you. Something's wrong. So they went there, Morrison's already there. As far as I know, and the manageress didn't tell me, he hadn't entered the shop at that stage. And he's supposed to give her the warrant. I've never seen that warrant and it's never been in my property. And I can't see how he can get a warrant in 2 minutes flat. Well, say 2 minutes, 2 hours. And get to the shop from Hounslow, Nick, down to Wandsworth Road. Garrett Lane in Wandsworth, Prince Henry Estate. In 2 hours. He went straight to the safe, opened it up, and taking paperwork out. Bill said, will you give me a receipt for all that, what you're taking out? I told him was he refused. Bill being my manager's husband. He asked again, he refused. He took the keys off of the shop, off of my manageress, locked the shop up and went back to Hounslow. I think it was the following day. No, it was the same day. It was when he come back from Hounslow. He come to the, he went to Robert Rockerhurst and took him to the car and said, is that yours? Robert said, no, I'm not going to hold my hands up to something that I am. You can fingerprint it. And I'd find mine on there. Then he come and got me. He said, is that yours? I said, no, it ain't. You put it there. If it ain't you, it's one of your coppers. Because this car was searched at Eston, and it would have been seen. That's the first thing you do when you open the door, you would have seen it. Second of all, a police officer drove this car from Eston to here. Next of all, you emptied the car out, the police. Why wasn't it found then? Why is it a couple of hours later? So I said, well, we're going to send it off to be verified, not what we think it is. I said, yes, good. While you're there, fingerprint it. He said, well, fingerprints evaporate very quick. I said, no, they don't. Not on oil-based things, they don't. So fingerprinting. Well, that was never done, because we know it ain't going to be done. We was banged up, but everyone's forgetting about Mark Hughes. Now, on that Eston service station car park, a field mouse would have been got out there without him being spotted. So Mark Hughes' car must have been there. He told me he couldn't come down in his car because that's why I had Robert. Because it was being, something's wrong with it, it had to be repaired anyway. And that's when I said, no problem, I'll get Robert to drive you. It wasn't. Anyway, this Tuesday he phoned up a solicitor, Nigel Dean. Nigel Dean phoned up Free, who's in charge of Hounslow Police Station. Leach used to be, but we'll come to that in a sec. Free is now. Free denied any knowledge of us. Well, of me, like. So he phoned up Saturday, the next morning. He still denied any knowledge of us. So he phoned up again in the afternoon. Free denied any knowledge of us again. So the solicitor phoned up Scotland Yard. We phoned up Free, and Free had to admit we was there. They said, well, we don't know why you're denying it to the solicitor who's there. Let the solicitor see his client, it's his right. So the client come on Saturday, roughly around about 6 o'clock. Got no time with him whatsoever. He was there to watch me being charged and notified the others that their solicitor had been put in. So we was charged, locked up, and went to Brentford Magistrates Court and got remanded. Now, while we was on remand, we wasn't allowed, because every time you come out, it's got to be on your custody record. You come out, you go into the toilet, we were going to have a wash, whatever. We wasn't allowed a wash, we wasn't allowed no exercise. We was worse off than a condemned man. That's why they're refusing to give us a custody record. And they Condom put it at this stage. It don't matter. He's got to produce it anyway, but not now. He's not now. Thank God. I hope he's dead. We got remanded. Now, I got the solicitor, he got that Nigel Dean, he got hold of a young barrister, Jeremy Dean, who's now, well, he's one of the top boys. And we had meetings. I even got no, not at that stage, I never. We went to court anyway. Oh, we got bail. Went to court and got bail. But I couldn't go a certain place anyway. I had to sleep in horse box outside Martha Hughes' house. That's how he knew everything was going on. And one of the horses in the yard was a copper's horse. It was grass. And Nigel Dean knew this anyway, because he was a friend of Hughes's. So the next thing that Nigel Dean should have done, and this goes for all my co-dependent solicitors and barristers, should have done discovery and disclosure. They never done it. Now that's just standard procedure, and I don't know why they never done it, because if they had, they'd have realised that everything I had was legally mine. So there you go. Anyway, we went to court. I got 2 years. Now,